Hello, Amos, Tarfa here talking about week 3. I can't believe it's already the third week of the school year. So let's go ahead and talk about the main things. I feel like a weatherman right now. Let's look at what the weather looks like, right? Monday, of course, there is no school, but we are hoping that you finish everything related to chapter 1. As you can see, finish chapter 1. Take that test. Your parents can administer the test. They can give you the test. We are more than willing to grade the test. So if you want to bring the test, we can do that. Or you could take a picture of your test and upload it to the Google Drive for your specific folder. Remember, students, I told you to make a Google Drive and share it with me. I can make one too if you don't know how to do it. But let me know if you have any questions on that. So quick highlights or quick updates for the week. I gave the students an effective reading and note-taking document today. I'll be talking more about strategies for better retention when they're reading the material. We want them to be able to remember, whether it's using mnemonics and acronyms or using different study strategies. I'm actually reading a few books right now on study skills and research for how to be effective, an effective test taker. One of them is called Make It Stick. Another one is called How to Be a Star Student, and then one is called Learning to Learn. Or How to Learn. There's all these resources available, and so stay tuned. There'll be a lot more coming out from our Study Skills Study Center. Okay. So Monday we are not meeting, but let's finish everything. You can also use it as a day to get ahead. There's no reason why you can't do that if your family is not on vacation, traveling somewhere. Just because there's a day off doesn't mean you don't need to do anything, right? You can do some of the schoolwork. Remember, the dangerous effects of excessive smartphone use happen even if it's on your day off, right? You get more irritable, your attention span is terrible if you're doing too much of the browsing, scrolling, mindlessly. So please remember, this year we're really emphasizing we will not allow technology rule over us. We will use it for good, but we will recognize that it has good and bad, and we need to watch what we do with it. Spend more time with people, spend more time outside, spend more time serving your neighbors and your community. So just because you have the day off doesn't mean you can't do those things. Remember, our purpose for living happens even if we have the day off. Okay, sorry. That was a quick commercial break. Just calling you to redeem the time. Redeem the time. Okay. Tuesday, let's talk about Tuesday through Friday. We'll run down quickly. Remember, just have your notebook ready and write down the section that applies to you. For the 6th and 7th graders who are not doing my math program, they are just continuing with their math practice, whether it's Math Mammoth or teaching textbooks or Math UC. Keep doing those problems. But we're going to highlight some arithmetic strategies next week. How fast can you multiply or divide? How do you prime factorize? Are you comfortable prime factorizing? That's a big topic for next week. Biology, chapter 2, that's our focus. Our lab was delayed today because we needed one more piece. We're going to get that. I'm excited. The TAs know what they need and they'll be back. So stay tuned. I actually now have 2 TAs working together on this. There will be a lab on Thursday next week. We will do a quick recap of chapter 2 as well, but please expect that there will be some lab time, about a half hour. You'll have your groups that you'll be working with, so make sure that you guys are collaborating. Select who's going to do the data entry and select who's going to do the experiment. So that's the lab on Thursday. The same applies to physics and chemistry. So biology, chemistry, and physics, this schedule is very similar, as you can see. Chapter 2 is the focus. So we're going to work through chapter 2 over the next this week and the following week, right? But your review questions for chapter 1, when you come, I should be able to see that you did everything that you needed to do for the review questions. Pre-algebra, why don't you focus on 1.4 and 1.5? We have some 6th graders in pre-algebra, 7th graders in pre-algebra as well. Just make sure you finish 1.4 and 1.5 on my math website. Algebra 1. I am actually going to be promoting some of our 6th, 7th graders into Algebra 1 because their pre-algebra skills are pretty solid. If I notice that there's any concern, I'll fix their pre-algebra skills. But right now, we do have some new Algebra 1 students in 6th, 7th grade. So this is something that you should, those who are in Algebra 1 in 6th or 7th grade, please try and catch up to what we're doing here in 1.3, 1.4. If you are in Algebra 1, whether you're in 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, if you're in Algebra 1 with our program, try to do solving equations that involve, this is called a general linear equation, and this is solving equations with fractions. So come ready to do that. Notice that I'm giving you 2 days for equations with fractions. I prefer if you use our online math program because it grades your work right away and I can give you feedback. Please stay to the end of the video to see a study center that we're setting up. It's kind of like a desk that you can use to study, and I want you to create your own desk space at home. College algebra and pre-calculus, you guys are doing CLEP preparation. So keep using your CLEP prep book. Keep going through page by page. I'll make more videos that go along with your book page by page. So please do CLEP prep. I will recommend that you consider adding geometry to your diet though, especially those in pre-calc. We have a geometry course that can go at the same time. So basically, you can be in calculus in 10th or 11th grade, ready to go, done with everything prior. So both college algebra, pre-calc, and anyone else in the school, honestly, if you want to do geometry, which is a great dessert math subject, it shouldn't be the main dish. So you could do it as a dessert. Please let me know and I'll give you geometry. I can infuse geometry into any of these math courses. We have a website that has the material and you can do it at the same time just to kind of digest your meal properly. Okay, so this is your meal. You could do geometry. So I'm recommending that our pre-calc and college algebra students and algebra 1 students actually review their geometry skills. Perimeter of a shape, volume of a shape, coordinate geometry proofs, basic stuff that we can talk about later. Economics, finish Unit 1, very similar to World History. Finish Unit 1 and then start working on Unit 2, both Economics, World History. Make sure you guys are working on that as well. This applies to 6th and 7th grade history as well as 8 to 10. Economics, you should be able to take that quiz, Unit 1 quiz, and let's see how you do. The chapter review will be very helpful in studying for the chapter quiz, or the unit quiz. Logic. Logic, at this point, we're just doing it in class. I'll give you the terms. We'll discuss the terms. We'll let you know if there's any term you need to work on. The law of non-contradiction was the focus for this week. I'll get you a video on logic later on going over the details. So there will be a whole video series on just study skills. Don't worry if you feel like you don't know or don't have the perfect study skills. We will talk about good study strategies, learning about how to read well, making time to read, creating the proper environment. And that's part of what I'm going to talk to you about here in a minute. We're going to move the iPad and we're going to go over there and I'll show you a study environment that you can use. So you need to be comfortable reading actively. You need to be highlighting, taking notes. I know somebody was talking about, one of the parents was talking about the Cornell method. That's discussed in this as well. You need to be comfortable defining key terms, summarizing your notes, drawing connections between different concepts such as cause and effect. So stay tuned for the study course. It's free of charge to Lifetime Academy students, but it is a course for anybody who wants to be a part of the Life network of programs. I also have a chart here that I'll be showing you when I go to my desk that shows you the importance of making goals before you start studying. So why don't we go ahead and we're going to move over and we'll talk more about what it means to prepare a proper study environment. So effective reading and note taking. So join me on the walk as I go over to my study environment.